You don't need to go down your average 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? Like, you can have something that you love, and if you have like enough motivation and your mindset is there to achieve certain things, that you can do it. My name is Dazhane Leah, and I'm 19. I'm a student, blogger, photographer, and everything else. But yeah, I'm mainly known for that. Study fashion photography at LCF, which is under the umbrella of University of the Arts. And yes, I've always done photography. I mean, I've been into photography since I was like maybe around 10, but that was only because my dad used to do photography. So from seeing my dad doing photography, he kind of taught me like the basics and everything, and he kind of pushed my creative path like into photography and whatnot. So I've kind of always done photography, and then blogging kind of came in because I kind of found my love for fashion and I wanted to incorporate that. So blogging came further down the line. I would say I started blogging around, seriously around 15, but I've always kind of documented my style on like Facebook and like all those old social media sites and everything in the mirror, like taking selfies. But it was nothing serious, nothing. Photography, I started to take more seriously around 2 years ago, so that's 16. And blogging, I only really started to say, okay, this could go somewhere about a year ago. And I kind of was just doing it, but I never expected it to go anywhere, do you know what I mean? But then when I started to see, you know, like a reaction from the photos I was taking and whatnot, that's when I was like, okay, let me take this seriously. And yeah, this is what now is Dazhane Leah. Well, for my blog, I started a blog because basically I was like a broke student, basically. Like, I had a lot of people that thought I spent a lot of money on clothes, and I would just go in Primark and just like bringing out outfits, basically. So my blogging was kind of a journey to show people that, you know, you can make outfits and it doesn't have to be that expensive, do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you have the vision for an outfit that you're about to create, that's basically the main thing. Mainly like situations that Black people have to face. Like, a lot of my work is based around the struggle that Black people face. So, and if it's not that, then it's basically just bringing up conversations that we as Black people do not talk about. So, for example, I just did a project on Black masculinity, and that's basically something that is not really spoken about like in our community in terms of like demasculating ourselves. Does that make any sense? But yeah, so I just want to kind of bring up these conversations and show people, show the media that, you know, we're here and like do not ignore us type thing. So yeah, I kind of just want to be a voice for us, you know what I mean? And I feel like photography is a good way to express it. So nah. One thing I do is most of the times when I'm doing projects that relate to like something that has like a deeper concept, I do not choose models from like modern agencies. I choose like what you would call real life people. So I'll find people who are either going through the situation or have something within them, like they have an opinion within themselves. So it can kind of come across in the photo, do you know what I mean? So instead of having someone try and pose what I'm thinking, it's what they're thinking too. So we're both equal on that sense. So with Instagram, it was mainly consistency, I think, because as I said, like I've been taking photos in the mirror for a very long time, like since I was probably about high school, so maybe about 12, 13. I have actually images still from like my old Facebook where you see me with like my little, I think it's a Nokia, but it was like a very low quality phone, and I was like taking photos thinking I'm like all of this. But yeah, I just kept on going, and as I kept on going, I kept on like progressing in terms of the quality of the photo, what was in the background, my personal style and whatnot. And I think people catched onto that just like naturally, and then from then it grew. Like, I have no really, I can't really think of a pinpoint where I could say, yeah, it was like this. But I think it's basically my consistency, and I just kept doing what I was doing, and yeah. It's a bit weird because I'm like your average Joe, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm so normal. I'm so normal. Like when people come up to me in the street and they're like, "Oh, are you Dazhane Leah?" I'm just like, "Yeah," but I'm so normal. Like you don't have to do all your, "Oh my God, it's Dazhane Leah," because I'm literally your average 19-year-old. I go uni. I'm a student. I'm still broke half the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I get it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit weird, but yeah. My biggest project was a project called Afro Blooming, and it was basically shedding light on how natural hair is perceived in the media and whatnot, and it got a lot of attention. I mean, it was on like Teen Vogue, Cosmopolitan, BuzzFeed, BBC interviewed me, and that was crazy because, as I said, like I'm just like a young black girl, and obviously it was something that was hit home to me, so that's why I did the photos in the first place. And I got a model who felt the same way. Do you know what I mean? Like she was not a model. I just found her on Instagram, and we had a conversation, and we sat down before like the shoot, so I could kind of get a feel of how she felt about the issues and whatnot. And yeah, we just created Afro Blooming, posted it on Twitter, and then like I woke up the next day and it was just like literally like it blew up so much, and I was like, wow. But there were so many people that like was contacting me and everything, saying like thank you for making it and whatnot, because just seeing that, it's not the fact that I just made the project, but it was I made the project and then it blew up on media outlets that you wouldn't normally see, like a girl with afro and whatnot. Like it's not the norm, do you know what I mean? So a lot of people were thanking me and saying like it's brilliant that you're able to kind of use your platform to like spread awareness and whatnot. So yeah, BBC Radio contacted me and we did like a little interview on like what I thought about like my project, my inspirations, blah blah blah. And then Teen Vogue as well, Cosmopolitan, Women's Health, Huffington Post, like most of the things, most of the media outlets, like yeah, most from what I can remember, yeah. I feel like we're very important, and I feel like our opinions are not really heard, and I feel like we need to push that out a lot more because our opinions are very valid and they're very important. At the moment, I don't think we have a position, but I feel like we're all working towards it, especially creatives as well. Like, even though we might not physically have a voice, but through our artwork, like I feel like we're being seen a bit more than we were before. Like in terms of music, you see like this whole grime scene and everything, like everything is blowing up, and this is all young people, do you know what I mean? So like even though physically our voices may not be heard across like wider society or media or whatnot, but our creativity is like rising, and I like that. But I do think that it shouldn't just be like our creativity. We should have physical voices, and things like radio interviews and TV appearances and magazine interviews and everything, like they're important, because at the end of the day it's not always just about the art, it's about what the person has to say within themselves, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. For yourself? I see myself not, like, I hope to be successful, whatever that is, but I want to get to a stage where I'm at a stage where I can help other people too. So I don't want to just take the success with me, do you know what I mean? I want to take the success and spread it out, because at the end of the day, it's not, I personally believe it's not good to keep things inclusive. So like, if I have a talent, for example, photography, blogging, I want to be able to share that with other people, because I feel like we need to help each other get up, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially like with young kids, like you have to go to uni, and okay, I go uni and everything, but I know already what I need to do and how I need to get there and blah blah blah. And it's not your typical 9 to 5. I don't want to be a lawyer, I don't want to be a nurse or whatnot. I want to be a photographer, I want to be a blogger, and I don't want to have that stigma that, oh, like because it's a freelance job or it's a creative job, like I'm not going to get money, do you know what I mean? So I feel like that needs to be, that's a big change that needs to happen. Like, I don't want to be looked down upon because I do a certain thing, do you know what I mean? Yeah.